Howdy, howdy. Perfect. Okay. Looks like we are up and running. Cool beans. Okay, let's keep working on game mode and game state. So I need to get myself reacquainted with what exactly I was working on. I think we were working on getting the game match system going. I think that's pretty much it. Let's see. So we have set match state and an init game currently. Handle match has started. Alrighty. Next thing we want to do, did we get replication going? I think we did. Is it working though, is the question. Let's change this to, nope. Countdown. So on start, it'll put us into the countdown mode. And then match state is being replicated, correct? Let's check here. Game state, it is being replicated and replicated using, let me mark down something. And okay. This should be replicating now. What we want to do is, let's see, this on rep should be getting called in the game state. Let's see, we're actually calling it in the match. Perfect. So it should update. So let's create a switch here. Well, no, let's just use if statements. If I actually also want to add in here, we have the Tory match state and we have property also be replicated. No, this one's not going to be replicated. F name previous Tory match state. And so when it is replicated, so when it updates after everything has already happened, it will update the previous Tory match state equals match state. Okay, so if match state equals, let's see, our options are pre-match countdown. For pre-match, we'll create handlers for all of them. So if equals, nope. If match state equals Tory state, Tory match, I believe. Pre-match. Or I don't actually want Tory match countdown. Then we are going to, actually I don't even want one for pre-match. Pre-match, that should be handled in the parent script in the actual game state script itself, and we can override anything we need there. Let's see, we want to create a whole bunch of private functions. Handled Tory match countdown. Down. So that'll be called when we're making this virtual in case we ever do need to overwrite it. Handle story match countdown. Nothing to do here at the moment. And then let's just do that for the rest of these. Hey, Navigator Matt, thank you very much for following. Virtual Void, and then let's see, handle Tory match. We want to go into racing. If we do that, we do here as well. Nothing to do at least. Same thing. Avoid handle story match finished. And then we won't have one for close match yet. I don't really care for that. So these will all get called on the server and the client, at least here in the game state. Let's do the same thing for the game mode. Well, I'm not sure what the best thing to do here is. Let me actually check what they do in the base game mode. They don't really have a... Okay, no, they do have a handle matches ended. Let's see. When's that called? Set. Nope, I want set match state. When that is called, calls on match state set. Okay, so it does have its own state management here as well. Let's see, in the game state, does it also do that? Let's see, set match state. And yes, so it also has its handlers, but it doesn't have all of them. It just has like the main one. So okay, that makes sense. So let's do the same thing over here in the game state. We're gonna yank that. I believe, yes, yank. And then, oh, I just edited the shortcut for that. Perfect, okay. Oh, actually, let's see if I can get my keyboard going. No board. Un momento. And if there's any questions, just let me know. Here we are. Did I get spot for it? We'll keep it there. Let me know if it's distracting at all. There we go. Now I can see my keystrokes and everything. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, I want to add all the handlers for that. So we want these to... Oh, wait. These will be protected. And then we yanked those, so let's paste it over here. Nope. See, I gotta get used to these shortcuts. Let's go to B. And then... Oh, what's the end of the line? Shift L? Nope. Close enough. Yank it. Back over here. I'm gonna create a new line without. Tape and then pdiv paste it, and then and then we want to create all these. And we won't have to do that at the moment, but when we're doing set Tory match state, let's create a function Virtual void. This bothered me. Let me add a space there. Virtual void. On match state set. On Tory match state set. Set. Let's create that. And what this will do is handle. Let's see, where's the set? Here it is. This will set. Well, this will do the if statement. If Tory match state equals Tory match countdown, it should call handle Tory match countdown. Voila. And if Tory match state equals Tory match racing, then man, what is going on? Handle Tory match racing. Tory match state equals, whoops, man, my peripheral apparently is needed. There we go. Equals Tory match finished. Handle Tory match finished. Perfect. And then for now, I'm not gonna actually do anything in there because I need to do the exact same thing over in over here. Just, whoops. There we go. PD. Oh gosh darn it! I don't. Need to paste and delete that. Let's make sure we're doing everything that's being done in the game state. Let's see, I want the on rep for the match state here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Perfect. Okay. And then no need those. Now let's actually make a loop here, a game loop. So mainly things should be controlled in the game mode, and then game state, whenever those state changes happen, it should just handle the actual how this expresses itself in each game. So in the game mode, I want to make it so when we transition into the countdown, nope, that's game state. Let's have a private here. Need this. Insert. Float. Countdown time. Countdown time. And in the shader here, let's go to top, very top. Now, that was how you did that. Down, that's up. So shift. Nope, apparently not. That's bottom. There we go. And that countdown time is 3 seconds. And then when we transition to being in the countdown, it should then start a timer. So I believe we have to get world. Timer. Oh, there's something timer in here. Get timer manager. Set timer. We're going to do a timer handle, I believe. Timer handle. F timer handle. Countdown. Timer handle. If you wanted actual control over this, you'd want to store this handle actually in game mode. But for now, I'm just creating a temporary one. Set timer. Oh, actually, no. Let's see. You want a delegate to, and we call set Tory match state to handle Tory match racing. No, not what I meant. Tory match racing. In rate is countdown time. And then I believe we need to just reference this. So a Tory game mode. No, this is just 0. Is that right? I don't think it is. I can't remember exactly how to do this, so let's just copy here and okay. Okay. Let's see. Did not work. This is my problem with Vim at the time being, is that I can't figure out how to copy and paste outside of the program. I just need to get a shortcut set up for that. So let's see for now. How do I set a timer? Do I set this timer? It isn't working. Or I could use cursor. Maybe we should get cursor set up. Let's do that. I think that brings you out of the flow. Keeps you in the flow, I feel like, using cursor. Let's see. We want to open a project. Uno momento. Source. All right, got Tory opened here, and we want game mode. Please make it on the countdown that it sets the game mode to being started. Man, that's horrible grammar. Let's see what chat is in here. Okay, so I did do that wrong. Maybe I should just do a short lambda. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Let's see. I did not mean to do that. Not started. That's fine. Okay, perfect. Lambda seems easiest there. Don't need any of that. We're gonna just stop it. Stop it. Is A-okay, and then yeah, so just delete that. To be racing instead. Let's see if writer's gonna be upset at us for that. Oh dear. Needs to be saved. now it is upset. There we go. Okay. In that last one's in loop. Okay. Countdown time. So let's see if this works. Let's build it. Hopefully nothing explodes. Drum roll, please, for the build. Okay, nothing broke. Let's open up the... There we are. Okay, so we should see when we transition to the countdown, we should see it, but also when we transition to being in the racing mode, it should log that. Okay, I'm not seeing any logs, so something's going wrong somewhere. One possible place I can think it could be happening is in here, as we're not getting the game state correctly. Let's add logs to everything so we can see. UE log. I'm just gonna use the log temp for now. I do feel like I should get like my own logging. I kind of prefer my own logging macro. I feel like it would be helpful, but anyway. Let's make this a warning, and text is game state transitioning to countdown. And let me know if anyone has any questions or anything. Let's yank you. Paste it. This should be to racing. And then finished. Okay. And voila. That should at least tell us if it's being called. And I also want to check in the game mode if I am setting the Tory match state correct. Yeah. It should happen. And it should happen when the match is started. I don't know. Let's take a look and see if this tells us anything. Did it just crash? Nope. Okay, so nothing is being logged. What the heck's going on there? I'm a little confused now. Am I using my own game state? Let's check. Let's go to project settings. Maps and modes. Laboratory game mode. Am I overwriting it in the world settings? No. Nothing appears to be getting overridden. My only other thought. Let's just check if anything is logging at all. UE log. Log temp. Verbosity should be a warning. If I can see it. Init game. Let's see if anything in here is being called. Come on, darn it. Just one for at the end of the line. Nope. Oh, it's... And then... Ah, yes, okay. End of the line. Insert here. Let's see. This should build. Perfect. And... Now I'm confused. Is log... Oh, wait. No. Init game is being called. So my next thought is handle match has started being called? Oh, actually, do we have to override? We have to override something here, if I remember correctly. Let's see. How is this getting called? Let's say set match state. Match state. Where is it? Start match. If ready to start match. This should be overridden, right? No. Let's just return true for now. Let's override that to just return true. I'm not too sure. Is B delayed start on? Let's try turning that off. Insert here. Delayed start equals false. And if we are waiting to start, which we should be, and as long as there's a player, we can start. That should work. So maybe it was just that delayed start was on. There we are. Okay, so now I'm thinking, let's just make sure what I'm thinking is right. So is handle match started even being called? Log temp, warning. Match has started. I don't think it's starting. Yeah. Oh, match is started, is getting played. What in the world? So set Tory match state, countdown. If the new match state is equal to the current one, we are returning. And then the Tory match state gets set to that match state. Oh. I need to call on Tory match state set. That's what I was missing. Fool. Absolute fool. Okay. And then let's see. Perfect. Bug. Okay. I'm in progress tracing. I was in the game state, right? Where am I doing normal log? I'm confused on where that log came from. Let's build again. I'm confused on where that log came from. So it should then take log game state match state change from am I setting the match state instead of setting Tory match state? Let's see. That Tory match state is going into racing. That Tory match state on. I see. That wasn't right. Isn't there one? Nope. I'm just gonna delete it and insert. Okay. That Tory. This is going to be. This is private, isn't it? Although I'm confused on how. Let's make this public, I guess. Nope. And that there. Whoa, something is not working. I don't want to be in that. Okay, set. Tory, match state. Perfect. Okay. That would do it. I feel like there should be a warning if you set to a state that doesn't exist. Okay. Perfect. Transition to countdown, and then it transitions to racing. Why does that get called twice? Here's my question. Why is that getting called twice? Let's see. Let's verify that's happening again. It take 3 seconds, and then it transitions to racing. Just to verify, handle matches racing is only being called once. Let's see, where's that Tory match state being called? Being called initially. Oh dear, where am I at? Actually, that Tory match state, yeah, racing it. I don't see anywhere else. Why would it be beginning called twice? Let's go to cursor for this one. I'm gonna give it some more files. Tory game mode. Let's give it the state. I need to build. Actually, maybe I'll do that real quick. Nah. Let me put this here. Bro. Let's go into racing. Why is that to racing being called twice? Let's give her a looky there. Because is what? Handle Tory match racing. Don't want started. Nope. Okay, we're just going to make a new puppet and reject all. I stinking hate AI sometimes. Give it the game mode. 8. Okay. Nope, I get pasted. There we are. Okay. Here. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's because it's being replicated. Of course, that's the behavior we want. Okay. Well then, let's add. Ooh, I'm trying to think here. Let's. I did not know. Do not know what that did. Okay. Let's add a string here. Oh, I want. In my previous projects, I would make a macro, quickly print whether or not this is in the authoritative server or in the maybe we should do that. I wouldn't I'm trying to debate. Do a bool toString. Let's see. As authority dot toString, like let's be a digit. We're just gonna go for that for now. As authority. As authority. Okay. And my mind is blanking. Okay, let's see. We start this again. We should now see is an authority. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to keep all the warnings in there just so I can see when things are transitioning, but that is the basic gist of it. Let's go back through the game mode and make sure I'm not missing anything that I think would be great. Don't need anything like that. Handle matches waiting to start. I don't think I would need to override anything more. Get travel type. Say nope. Broadcast. Nope, nope, nope. Don't think so. Okay, don't need to worry about that. And I think we're all good. Handling replay, start to leave map. Yeah. I think that's all good on that end. Let's look at the actual implementations here and see if I'm forgetting anything that might be nice. If I go to the implementation here. remember the vim command to... Ah, that's it. Okay. Moving that up here. I think that's the gist of it. Start playing. Yeah. We have our match handlers, end match, ended, abort. Don't need to worry about that. That is back end stuff. On match is set. Yeah, we could add account. We could add some extra stuff, but I think that's the gist. I think I would like to add a way, like a global... I think that's it for the game mode, at least. Let's check the game state. It's a lot easier when you're using game mode instead of game mode base. There's a whole bunch we can overwrite here if need be, but I don't think we do need be. Let's see. The game state now. There is most definitely in a game state base. Where am I missing it? Maybe it's in game mode and game mode base. Or is it in here? It's not in here. Okay. A game mode base. This is where we have game mode initial, those events that I think would be great to be called or subscribed to. I think that would be great to have. So let's start working on that. So I know in a game mode base, it has this class F game mode events, and it just creates static variables that you can subscribe to an event, and then those events get called when you're actually changing the things actually change. So on GameMode set, so then anywhere you can subscribe to when you are starting the game, do this and that sort of thing. It's helps a lot to create modularity. So, but I want to do it in the game state. So let's just have our good friend Cursor do it. In game state, let's in the game state. Let's add a class like this one in game mode that has delegates for when transitioning to countdown, racing, and finished. Similar to this. And a third delegate for when any state changes where start of this And a third that happens when any state changes. Is any state change. All of the delegates should send for a game state as a variable. Okay. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay. It is in game state, game mode base. Go to the end of the file. Nope, it's in game mode base. Cool. Game mode base. There we are. I really need to find a way to copy. Here, let me write that down real quick. Copy and paste in Vim. Okay. Right now, Control C, I don't even know what it does in Vim. Okay. There we go. I should get working on that. So there's a lot of boilerplate, so I don't really care to do it myself at the moment. There we are. Okay. First I want to move this below. Let's wait for it to do its thing. Yep, it should send all of that out. Story match countdown event. Yeah. Perfect. Let's add that down below here. Accept that. Let's review this next one here. Need to declare or create the definitions for those. I actually want these to be called in their respective functions. And then this one. Well, remove the to-dos. We no longer need those. I'm going to move this one down below. Okay. Accept that file. Clean things up a bit. Perfect. So then that should broadcast. Then let's build and see how happy things are. Very happy. Okay. See all that boilerplate. Just had to touch a few things up. I think that looks great. Except, why isn't this auto-saving? It's bothering me. I'm gonna have to quick. Cursor autosave. Oh, screw it. I couldn't figure this out last time. I know there's a way though. I think that looks great. And so let's test it out in the character file. Alrighty, so let's just add a delegate here. Just add a function fast. Void match started. I'm going to also create a bool. I'm going to make it so that when bool b can move should be initialized being false. Move equals false. Well, yeah. And then, is there begin in here? There's not. That's fine. On match started. Or on start racing, I should say. Let's see. Start racing. And it needs an A game state. A territory game state. Let's add a for declaration for that. And then game state. No, I can feel allergies coming on. Let's add the include for that in here. And it should just set you can move to true. And then if we're trying to move, if not, you can move, return. Log category, huh, okay. I'm trying to think. I think that's fine. Sorry, I'm having a hard time paying attention. So then on begin, I guess. Yeah, so we'll have to add begin function here. Expected. Virtual void on begin or begin play. There we go. I prefer to move these right below the... There we are. So on begin play, let's set again to false. And then we need to subscribe to the event. Let's see. What was that called again? Tori GameState events. I'm gonna rename that to just Tori GameState events. We're gonna have to get rid of one of these over here. Here. Fast way of doing this, I am sure. Alt J. Oh dear. That is not what my intention was. Let's see. I'm gonna make this work. No. Oh, whatever. Screw it. F for replace. Nope. Okay, whatever. Tori and voila. And then back in here, let's do it. Tori game state events. What in the? I just need to go like that. Okay. Nope. Dot. Racing event. No. On toy racing event. Dot. Add U object. This. Let's see. A reference to a Toy game character on Start Racing. All I need, I can't remember. Been so long. Let's see. Never remember how to do it with the special delegates. All different. Okay. Let's go. That's not what I wanted. B. That. The solution. That's lovely. Let's go to cursor real quick. Make it so on race start, the character can move. Character. C++. No. There we are. Okay. Never remember how it works. Okay. That should be it, right? Oh, yes, of course. Maybe that was just all the problem was. Need to be a reference to it. YOLO. What's up? I'm sure you're having a very boring day. Probably slept in a whole bunch. I have nothing to say. I'm kind of tired. I'm not all that good at this whole streaming biz at the moment. Right now I'm just building a game state and game mode manager. Because I want to make a video about it, so I'm just making the stuff in this. I'm going to make a video about it, and hopefully that will pop off a little bit more. I'm going to make a tutorial about how to use C++ to make those, and I think it's going to be good. I have a plan. It's going to work out. Trust me. Huh. Guess it is fancy. Hopefully. Way is it unhappy? In the game state. Oh yes, I changed F-Tory. There we go. Okay. That should hopefully be happy now. It's still not happy. Search. Tory. wait. That's not what I wanted to do. A Tortoy. That's the problem right here. This needs to be changed back to that. Okay. It's in the C++ class. Where? Oh, it's this down here. Yeah, I should have just used the built-in replace system. That would have been great. Would have been a good idea, me. If only. Okay. Where are we at? There we go. Load. There we are. Okay. Did not want that. Okay. Cannot move. And then as soon as we go to racing, we can now move. Let's see how that is replicated. Perfect. Works. Okay. And voila. I think that's the basic gist of it. Let's see. I kind of also want to try creating a logging system to quickly log things without needing to type a whole bunch of stuff. Let's do that. Why are you still going? I'm not too sure how to start this one actually, so let's give it a shot. I usually include my macros in tori.h and then just .h file for the whole project. That way it's always accessible. And in my game state, I want it to be I'm curious actually. Let's see, in the character it does have, or actually let me commit this real quick. It what was that movie I watched recently? Oh, Star Trek was pretty good. We like that Star Trek. I want to watch Sinners. I still haven't seen it yet. Sinners would be good. Finish state stuff. Wait, you're watching it Friday and you're not inviting me? That is very rude. I might just have to. And okay, so we have to declare log category extern log template character. Let's do a bit of research. UE5 logging. Let's see, how do we create our own macros for, how do we create our own, find our own log category? Use it in C++ code example. The log category is category string. Let's see. Velocity level. I see. Let's see what it did here. It should just be a log. Although, can't you just override that? I'm a little confuzzled. Let's see what they did in game mode. Or game state, because I know when I changed the state in game state, it logged a thing. Is it in here maybe? There. Yeah. So it is just log. Okay, so that's fine. That is fine. It should be log and then define log category. Verbosity level. And then what's the all at the end there? I'm not too sure on that. I'm not too sure what that last. And I'm not sure what that last one is. Or let's ask chat. The chat's pretty fast. That now copy. Okay. Uh-oh, I'm sneezing. It is unfortunately allergy season. Okay. Oh, here it comes again. Excusez-moi. Even though I couldn't hear it. Because who can see that runtime? Compile time velocity limit. Okay, I don't really care to worry about that. So let's try making one for our game state. Log category should be let's insert here. Game state. Log 50. How do I do it? Should just be log, right? Capital L log. Yes. Okay. And then we have to define log category here. In state itself. Nope, nope. Man, this Vim stuff is bothering me. I am insert. Yes, please. Story game state, and then I should be able to use story game state down here. If that worked. Let's yank it and paste. Okay. Let's make sure this builds. Doesn't look like it is. Oh. That's lovely. Let's see what do they do. Log game state. Let's do log tour game state. Tory game state, and therefore we need to make all of these range. Insert log Tory game state. here. Man, I am dying from this Vim stuff. I really need to just put a day aside and just learn Vim completely. It's killing me. It's gonna take weeks to relearn all my fingers and how they like to move. Okay, let's build this. Creating our own logging system currently. I want to like make it, I just want to basically create macros to make logging easier so I don't have to add this, and then type this into every script that I want to use and not use the text. I just want to make things a lot easier to use because I log a lot and I like creating a few macros to make it so I can log a bool a lot easier, because there's no built-in way to log a bool. You have to do like an if statement, if true, then log this, if false, then log this, or just, I mean, in the actual Unreal docs, this is what they show. Bool, they just want you to do quick inline if statement, and I want to create a macro for that as well. That's what I'm working on right now. I'm just seeing if it's possible to condense all of that down into one macro, and then create a macro which will find whichever log category is up top and then automatically use it, so I don't have to type that in every time. That is what I am investigating at the moment, I'll say that. I'm not too sure how to do that though, so that's why I'm gonna go to cursor. I haven't made macros very often, so I never forget this. I always forget the syntax. Please help me create a macro, which will make it so I actually let's ask chat. I trust it more. Is it possible to create a macro which makes it so I do not have to type in to those two macros in each script that I want my own category? Then is it possible to create a macro which shortens the log to automatically use the category defined in the file? Let's give that a shot, see what it thinks. It would be super nice. I mean, it's a little bit of typing, but it would just make me happy, really. My cool actor log, I love it. Yikes. Not exactly what I'm hoping. Let's not worry. Oh, here comes another sneeze. That's fine. About first two macros that need to be in every file. But is it possible to make it so in that CPP file, instead of doing that, I do my own macro which does that and has some way of keeping track of the log category in the CPP, so I Thinking. So in that file, it just automatically uses that in my custom log macro. I would love to be able to do that. Are you kidding me? But yeah, it's thinking. Find file log. Force inline. Let's first just test out if this even can be done. So in the no. So I'm thinking, whoops. Let's insert here. Get Octory game state. Will this be upset if I remove that? I just don't know what this does. Or force inline. Let's see. Insert, delete, insert, log, Tory game state. Okay. That seems to work. And then can I copy that, paste it. Okay, insert. Okay, that seems to be working. Let's build it. Expression did not evaluate to a constant. Oh. That's lovely. Let's copy that. Paste it. And what was that error? I got rid of it because I'm a fool. That. I did a test to see if it would work, and it didn't look like it does. Let's see. Looks like this might not be possible. So what I'm currently trying to do is I'd love to create my own macro up here for defining a log category, and then have it automatically have a way to keep track of the log category in the file. And then I'll create another macro which just automatically uses that category, so I don't have to do UE log, say which category. And so I just want to be able to put in what type of a log it is, so show warning, log, error, and then just put in the text. I don't want to have to type this every time. And I'm going to create some other macros just to speed things up, like logging bools and things. That's what I'm currently working on. I'm having a hard time with it though. Its macro stuff is weird, and it all has to work at compile time, which is my problem. I'm not super experienced with it. So under the hood, UE log expands to like that. So it's getting the verbosity turning into an int and the category name, and file time verbosity value. So since I replaced that, it does not evaluate to a constant, so it doesn't work. So what we can do instead, a one-word alias for your UE log calls. That's not. No, maybe it really won't work. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe it will. We'd have to put the log. Okay, actually, that might work. Define and wrap log. I'm going to test this out. In here. So, oh shoot. Let's just paste that in here. So, first, define and wrap log. So it takes in the category name and it just does the normal defining the category for it. It caches that file name. Category, not sure what that is. Let's see if there's an explanation for that in here. Log category name. Can I like define a macro from within a macro? Is that possible? Let's see. These plus, can you define a macro from within a macro? Okay. That's what I feared. Once a macro is expanded, preprocessor doesn't rescan the expanded text. Let's see. So it's caching the F name of that log replacement for UE log. No compile time filter. If verbosity is less than category name get verbosity. I believe that verbosity is, it's one of these two. I'm not entirely sure. Then it does a log F internal. I'm not too sure what the hashtags. Let me ask in here real quick. What are the constant in that macro? Let's take a look. Hopefully How's the music level? Hopefully it's not too loud. Also, if you have any questions, shoot them at me. I'd love to answer. So that's you right. Okay. So it just has... Oh, that's right. So it's just the extra arguments. You can have any number of arguments. All right. Let's see if this works. I don't have the best confidence, though. Let's delete that. Then let's define and wrap. Define and wrap log. And this is log story game state. Then let's go down here. Nope. No operator matches argument. Maybe this has to be quotations? Nope. Let's see, it's not happy with that. Let's show it that this is how I'm using it. I really need to work out the Vim copy and pasting stuff. It's bothering the crap out of me. Find it in wrap log. It is unhappy with that. What would be great? So I'm thinking if we define that, and then we should just have create our own log which just has that in it. Oh, but we can't create a macro from within a macro, which is such a shame. What would be awesome is if we could make it so inside of that define and wrap, if it could create a macro which just basically just forces it to use that category name, that would be awesome. It makes a macro, if possible, which just substitutes that category name in the log permanently. Right, that would work, maybe. Let's see. Then, yeah, so what I want to do down here is go like, let's say, nope. Oh goodness, I'm really unhappy with Vim. I can't get it to do what I want. Okay, so UE log. I'd instead do like my log or just log. I don't think log is actually a macro, but we can work on that. Let's see what it said. So no operator. Because of that here, I'm trying to dereference a constant f name as if it were a pointer. Create a new log so that the rest of the file you literally just write log warning. Yes, exactly. Does not allow one macro expansion, unfortunately. Usual two-step workaround. Define your category. And in your .cpp file. Yeah, that's not a horrible solution. I can just make the log in. That's not the worst solution. And I just add this. Find file log. Can I like expand out the UE log and see how it works behind the scenes? UE log. So it goes to UE private log. Oh yikes, this is horrible to read. Yeah. No, I don't really... Nope, not interested. Too much of a pain to look through that. So yeah, for now, I kind of want to look into this more later. But for now, for the time being, let's just define it. And then at the top of each file, define log categories. What it is? Define log category. Log Tory game state log. Oh, it's just that. That's it. And then we'd have to create our own macro after that. Define log, which should just have, let's see, what did it do? Verbosity in the format and accept. No, this will still work. So create another log macro I can put in. So what I'm thinking now is that I want to get rid of needing to put text around it all the time and just include that in the macro. Yeah. Is it even worth it though? Am I overthinking this? I feel like I'm overthinking this. Give me some alternatives. Would really love to only have one macro up top, which finds defines logs for me. I can use in the file. Let's see. Maybe I can use an O3 for this. I think O3 is the most powerful at the moment. It'll take a few minutes to use though. And I want to make sure I get the prompt right on the first try. I'm not too sure. Oh, is my chat not working? Check. I just saw an error popping up. Looks like it is. Let me do a test. Test message. Okay, I think that worked. Perfect. Okay. Well, let's see what is chat thinking about here. File local inline. Static force inline log. Rudimentary runtime only filter. I do want to look something up. So UE5 runtime logging. Runtime logging UE5 plugin. Oh, interesting. Let's see. The GLS plugin. See what that is. GLS plugin. UE5. Cool. Advanced runtime. Game log system. Debugging and monitoring logs is a vital part of game development. Quick start guide. I want like a video. Here's a video. That might be a bit loud.
Hello everyone. Today I'll tell you about the key features of our logging plugin. Let's start with the advanced filtering panel.
Okay.
Our plugin allows you to easily filter logs by categories, verbosity levels, classes, objects.
No, this is more of a viewing. I don't really care. I don't really care. I don't really trust this. Let's see if it works though. Let's add this. Find file log. Add this in .tory itself. Move that here. Paste it. X. Ogle. So first, I'm just going to delete that. Cool. It didn't work again. Whatever. Define log category and then static force inline. Let's see if I have query.h in here. Include query h. Dot for Tory. Touch that. Tory. There we go. And then find file log, and this is log for a game state. It's still going to be unhappy. Yeah, let's try. Let's try an 03. So I am working in a UE5 project. I would like to create a macro for making log categories, but one that also makes a macro I can use to do log without needing to use that category all that often. I'm thinking. Actually, that might not be too bad. Okay, well, let's keep going with this. So what I am thinking is at the top of the C++, the .c++, you put the, what was it again? Here it's that. Find log category. And you put actually a macro that does macro like this. Put my own special version of it. Oh, we need music. Also empty. Put my own special version of it that makes a macro I can use in the file that makes it so I don't need to put the category name. I don't need to put the category name. So later in the same file, I can use log warning text without defining the category that was defined at the top. Is this possible? If not, is there a easy solution for getting that? Easy-ish solution for doing that. I would like, maybe I define, especially as I eventually want to make macros using the same system that logs whether or not it is in authority or what, and stuff like that. Please do some research and find the best solution that requires me to use the least amount of boilerplate in each file I need it. Then I'm gonna allow it to search the web. Let's see what it comes up with and delete this crap. Don't need it. I will need this. Why does it go into visual mode? Story.h, perfection. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really. I doubt this is going to work. I'm going to have to do a bit of boilerplate in each file, I'm guessing. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can think of one way which it won't be too bad, but we'll still have to add a macro, an extra definition up top for the macro. It's not my favorite solution, but if it is what it is, I just want to create a system, and maybe in the future I can look into how I can expand that. Maybe even create my own macros, which use the back end. I don't even know. Kind of curious. Well, first, actually, let's create a macro for creating a bool. So, define. I'm thinking bool to BTT, bool to text. Yeah. Bool to btot. I don't hate that BTT. Now let's just do BTT. And it just takes in b bool. Right, that's how you define things, right? I can never remember. Well, I'm curious. Let's see here. The short answer is almost, but not exactly the way you imagined. Before it starts expanding bodies, so we can't do a macro from within a macro. Two-line pattern that is legal. Okay, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Isn't, yeah. Interesting, so I can define and undefine it, so that makes it so when in the .h files it doesn't interfere. That's good to know. Hiding those two lines behind one include. Yeah, that. Will that work? I don't feel like that's going to work. Let's take a look, shall we? I need a resource for Vim because I just cannot do this anymore. It's such a pain in the butt. Implement file log story game state. Yeah, doesn't work like that. Log story game state. I'm confused. Oh wait, I don't want static here. Find log category. Yeah. That won't work. That's fine. So we'll have to go with the two-step method. Which is fine. So I'm thinking I'm going to create. Let's first create this thing here. So let's insert this. And it should be bbool. And then text true. Is the forward slash is like a necessary thing? I don't know. Do this. Bbool. And text. Oh wait. Let's go with insert true and insert I don't understand how definitions work. C++, macros. Let's see. Macros with variables. With arguments is what I want. Arguments. Nope, I want X, and then end of the line, paste, insert, space. Okay, first let's give this a try. So I want to insert, define log category. Log category game state. Perfect. That's fine. Log category game state. This is normal UE log. Insert UE log. This needs to be S instead, and then over here should be BTT as authority. Correct. Let's get that a build. Learning how macros work today. Okay. Rename this account town. What happened there? And let's do the same thing for the rest of these. Gosh, turn it. E to delete. I want to insert BTT as authority. If I do, oh, I don't remember. CS, now escape. CS, that. No, I want surrounds. Change. Yank surround. And I want OW. Yank S. Nope. Yank S. OW. Didn't work. Didn't work. Uh-oh. Whoops. Excusez-moi. BTT. As authority. And then this has to be an S. Correctamundo, let's see. Perfect. Warning. Oh yes, that gets called for both the characters. Perfect. That is A-okay. And let's think here. That one's just fine. And then let's define my log. Which will do something like let's see where'd that go. Verbosity format. So yeah, so it just has to take category, verbosity, text, And then da da da. And then it should be UE log category verbosity, and then text xt, and then dot dot dot. Correct? Am I incorrect? Oh no, it's this what I need. Now let's hand type it. Insert, delete, nope. Insert. Underscore vargs, va underscore args, va underscore args, underscores again. That didn't do what I expected here. Let's see. That looks right. Let's go to cursor. Cursor for the quick stuff. Why is the my log macro not working? I don't know how to do, so line continuation is what I'm missing. Okay, so I need a forward slash, backslash, I mean. Okay, no. And hashtag define my auth log which is a category verbosity and then the auth, and then the text, and then dot 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 backslash you, and then it'll be my log category verbosity text. This needs to be, let's go for, we need to define a macro to turn authority. Actually, let's go for some. Let's define turn it paste. Define a macro here, takes a bool and converts it to any type of text. So bool to text format, bool to text formatted. Bool to text formatted. So this takes the bool to text false text. And then it'll do b bool question mark text. I don't actually want that to be text. I want that to be a true string, false string, text. It'll be true string, false string, text of the false string. And then over here, what we should call instead is bttf, bool, true, and false. Perfect. My log authoritative. And then let's add a dash here, and then the rest of it. Let's see. And then just the normal message. Yes, okay. So it'll be bttf with the bauth, the authoritative bool, and then it'll be authoritative. Let's see, just say authoritative or client. And then text for the txt. Perfect. I think that'll work, right? Let's give it a shot. So, auth log Tory GameState warning, and then has authority. And I'll just do that. Let's see. Reciprocity. Not quite what I'd hoped. Let's see what cursor says. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, that's nice. I'm actually thinking yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Accept that. All right. There we go. That works. Let's try testing it out. If I do S, a digit in here, and then do 1, yeah, no errors. Transitioning to countdown. Let's go end of the line, beginning of the line, go to the end of the line. Oh, I guess I could just delete, press double D, delete the whole line. Oh man. Let's build this, make sure it's working. Yep, And voila, it is working. But I don't actually want this here or this. All right. Then let's yank it, paste it. Positioning to, let's see, this is bothering me. Insert into racing and insert transitioning to finished. Delete, insert finished. Do and delete. Perfection. Nope. Well, that should work. All right. Perfect. Then let's think here. What else would I want? So now at the top of the file, let's now create our own definition define. Log. We're going to rename this my auth log. For the time being. Actually, I don't even need, so let's go auth log. And we just need the verbosity and verbosity, the text, and whatever's coming after that. Slash. Then we want to do my log auth, my auth log. I actually like go UE log. Okay. I like that format better to do. Rename my log auth. Okay. My log auth for the category, which will be log Tory game state. Verbosity is the verbosity, and then text should just be text. And then whatever comes after, a args. Nope, I messed up. I need, let's put has authority here. Has authority. And I think that's it. He has auth, and it should always be in the script. Has authority will tell it whether or not it has authority. So let's give that a shot. I want to rename this to log auth, log authority. First it would be a warning. Oh. Warning, and then the text is just positioning to racing. Is that working or not? I can't tell. Works. I am doubtful. Category, verbosity, authority. We are learning about macros in here today. For game state. Game state. Why is the log auth macro not working? Oh yes, that is the issue. Cool. Okay, build it again. Perfect. Now we have a place where we can just find the log I want to use up top and then reuse it over and over again. That'll be nice. I like that style of doing it. Not the worst. And also this makes it so that in some scripts you don't have has authority. You have to call it like, hey, get owner and then get has authority. That sort of thing. So that I like that a lot. Simplifies it down, log off, transition erasing. So then delete, insert, log, auth. I'm just gonna do normal log, transitioning to finished. Yanker, delete, open, escape, tab, or paster, and then go to the end of the file. End of the line. Go back a bit. And this is where I'm not too sure. Transition to countdown. Already worked. Wait, now I'm confused. Lovely. Delete. Don't need that. Delete. Insert. Delete, insert, log, auth. Okay. There we are. Yeah, this one should use a normal log. I'm going to use insert. Log for game state. That is a-okay. Perfect. Build it. Alrighty. Movement enabled. Perfect. Okay. Then in those scripts where you have the authority, or you need to worry about whether something is being called on the authority or not, you have a quick way to log that. No, a lot of people like to log to the display, but I'm not one of those people. This is just the base setup. I'm still working on framework stuff and mostly for the tutorial, but finally got it working so that I don't have to, in order to log something in UE, usually have to type out something like this. It gets pretty cumbersome, so I just created a system where you just have to define this up top, and then you can reuse it everywhere as a macro and just type in a few things, and it works great. And it automatically prints out whether or not like the script is in like a client or a server, and so it just makes things really easy and happy. It is my new preferred way of doing things, and I'm going to do this in all my projects. No, well, it'd be best if I could have just one. Anyway, no, it's fine. It's great. It's good. I like it. Good stuff. Pretty fancy. I'm a professional programmer. Turns out. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else I want to work on. Let's check out the Git, see what all we changed. Make sure we're not doing anything we didn't want to. Fix some stuff. Handle Tory matchmaking. Yeah, we just updated the logs. Perfect here. We declared the log in here, fixed a name issue, and then we created macros. Perfect. Created macro system, well, logging system, I'll say. Perfect. Let's push that to origin. There we are. I think I'm going to call it quits on that programming side of things today. I'm going to work on making up that tutorial video where I'm just going to basically turn what I did today and yesterday into a video, or today and Friday, the last time I streamed, into a tutorial videoing showing how GameState and the game mode works from the ground up, going from where it's defined in GameState base all the way to how you can implement your own system, which is pretty simple, but gives you a lot of flexibility and lots of things to work with. Nope. I think that's good. And then same thing with game mode, because game mode and GameState are pretty interlinked. But yeah, I'm gonna call it quits there. I might change a few things in the video to make it cleaner. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm gonna call it quits. Thanks for the peoples who were watching, and for Ronan, if you're watching now or watching later. I guess you're sufficiently advanced. What's your? I can't remember his name. Let's see. Amazingly advanced. Some of those didn't work. I see kneeling to female and then golf. That's all I see. It looks like it's telling me to kneel to a woman so she can golf me. Is that what you're saying? Anyway, you're being kind of weird. I might have to ban you, Rachel. Time you out for like a week. Pretty weird. Okay, I'm out of here. Peace out. Thanks for watching.